Hello everyone, my name is Jen and welcome to the Book Refuge. And do you like your surprise? So I've been wanting to do the next round of the Romance Takeover Readathon for quite a while now. The last round I think was all the way back in January already, and I like to do this one a couple times a month because it's great. It can overlap with any other readathons, any other thing you have to do, any other book clubs or anything, because the point of the Romance Takeover Readathon is to read as much romance as you can, of any genre, of any style, of any kind. You absolutely can. We're going to add a little bit of a twist this time, and this is bringing back a bit of a previous readathon that I'd done before as well, which was the Light versus Dark readathon. And this readathon actually happened the year before Mafia readathon started. And with some of my, at the time, very new romance friends, we did kind of like a Star Wars themed thing where we had the light side versus the dark side, and you could win points for your team, and it was a whole big thing. We're not really going to do like team points this time and have like a drawing and stuff, but you will when you post on both, you know, if you do YouTube videos for this or on your Instagram, you're going to use the hashtag that represents your alignment, and then I will be able to go in and look up, you know, who's using which hashtag and be able to count. And then when we have our final wrap-up live show, I'll do a little count and let you know which team wins. So the plan for this one is my hosts are going to be, of course, some of my wonderful Bookstagram YouTube friends, and we will have Jesson Reads Romance, the Love Librarian, which is Caitlin, Crystal from Crystal's Bookish Life, Christy from Christy Reads a Lot, and Rachel from Rachel Reads and Sings. They will all be co-hosts for this, so definitely make sure you're following them on both YouTube and Instagram. They will be sharing posts as well. Yeah, and so the way that this is going to happen, like I said, is you're going to pick which board you want. There's the light board and the dark board, and then I have reading prompts that correlate mostly to dark, light, and then we have gray prompts, and I'll explain what those mean. So first off, that I want to say, because I'm already anticipating people saying this, I know that not every prompt listed under dark or light is exclusive, you know, to that side. Like, there are always exceptions. I've read assassin books that were actually kind of cutesy and light, you know what I mean? Like, they exist. But in the way that you do with a readathon, like, sometimes you just get really specific about those things. So these prompts that I've assigned to dark and to light, they will exclusively mean you are for either the dark side or the light side. Now, the way that you can kind of change this up a little bit, and the way that I thought would make it interesting, is that this board has 16 tiles. And as usual, you don't have to read a book for every tile. You can double those up. Like if he is a psychopath and a serial killer, you know, like maybe Onley James, like those could hit 2 marks. But there are only 11 prompts for both the dark prompts and the light prompts. So then I have a list of gray prompts. And those are prompts that are more like broad prompts, so they could therefore be in a dark romance or a light romance, right? And so you will then fill in your remaining squares with gray prompts. So if you're dark and maybe you don't want to use all of the dark ones, like reverse harem is one of them. I don't really want to read a reverse harem, so I'm going to change that out for one of the gray prompts, right? Maybe I don't want to read a dark academia, so I'm going to fill in a gray prompt instead. So in that way, this is very customizable, like all of the readathons that I do, because I am a mood reader and I want to give people as much room to mood as they would like, right? And again, because I want to leave room for, if you're reading a book already for Rake Appreciation Society, and Rake Appreciation Society, there isn't a prompt for it that fits in the dark prompts. Well, you could use a gray prompt on your board, and then you'd be able to read that one for this readathon, right? And of course, there are dark historicals. You could read Sea of Ruin, and that's going to fit for a bunch of prompts, by the way. So, yeah, so we have the dark prompts, and the light prompts, and the gray prompts, and you'll be able to fill up that board however you want. And then whichever board you're using, when you post about it, you're going to use the hashtag that represents it. So there's going to be the hashtag for the readathon, which is the RT Readathon 2022. And then the hashtag for either RTR light or RTR dark. So that's you declaring your alignment. Okay, that's how we're gonna do this. And then, like I said, I'm not tracking this for points wise because I anticipate there being a lot of people participating and I'm not keeping points, but I will look up the hashtags to see which ones are used the most and let you know. So there will also this time be a Instagram prompts posts, which is something that I've never created previously, but I know that other readathons usually do. And so I wanted to have that opportunity this time. It's also another opportunity to use your hashtags. So this is going to be from a Monday to a Sunday. So the first day will be like where you post your TBR and declare your alignment, right? So you can do this with a video if you want, but you can also then take a picture and put it on your Instagram. So yeah, this will be happening on both YouTube and Instagram, and I mean TikTok if you want to. You definitely could bring us to the TikTok, that would be great. A few other important things. There will be a list of, there's gonna be reading sprints happening all during the week of this. So there isn't gonna be a kickoff live show, but there will be reading sprint, possibly multiples, because we're going to have all the hosts will host different reading sprints like we've done for Takeover before. I don't have that list nailed down yet. That'll probably happen, up close to it. But yeah, it's going to be August 1st through the 7th. And then on the 7th, which is a Sunday at 7 p.m. Central, there will be a wrap-up live show on my channel, and we'll have all the hosts there if we can. And then, like I said, I will look up the hashtags and we'll let you know which team won. And yeah, we'll just celebrate reading this. So yeah, I'm very excited. I feel like this is an all-inclusive readathon because you can be reading anything. You can make this an all Mafia thing, because between the dark prompts and the gray prompts, you could read all Mafia for this. You could read all small town romances for this, and you could read Harlequin. There's just so much potential. I'm so excited for it. It's going to be so great. So it's just as easy as it sounds. There shouldn't be anything complicated about this. I'm going to include a link to the Google Drive that has all of the graphics if you want to go get those. They will also already, when you're seeing this, be announced on my Instagram. And so there will be in my story, you can screenshot them to use them for yourself, which I had people have questions back when we did the Mafia Readathon. You can use an editing app, either one within your phone, or you can use something like Adobe Express, which has a free version as well as a paid version, which is what I use for every graphic that I make. You could use Canva to do this. You can then print it off and put it in your bullet journal if you want. So I will have links to the images of those. I'll have a Google Doc that you can get those from down below. So yeah, this is just going to be fun. There's no rules for this one. There is a bingo card, but we're not going to do prizes with this one. This is just going to be for us to have a good time. So therefore, you don't have to take it too seriously. We're just going to have fun and talk about romances and maybe find some new faves. Of maybe you want to do this as a version of Kindle Clear Out too, and only read books you already own. That's what I try to do when I have readathons, and I always end up buying a bunch of books that you guys recommend to me too. So anyway, definitely check out my recommendation playlist, because I have made recommendations for damn near every prompt on every list. I have a recommendation video for, so you can check out my recommendation playlist to find more. So thank you so much for watching, and we can't wait to see you for the readathon. Bye.